Many people still believe that heavy resistance training is something reserved for power lifters, elite athletes, or individuals looking to build massive muscles. They imagine it as something extreme, only useful for those who want to lift enormous weights or compete in strength-based sports. But this assumption keeps many people from engaging in a type of exercise that is not only beneficial, but essential for everyone no matter your age, gender, fitness level, or goals. Even if your weekly routine includes jogging, long-distance running, yoga, light dumbbell workouts, or simply staying active around the house, you might still be missing one of the most important components of long-term health, which is properly stimulating your fast-twitch muscle fibers through heavy resistance or explosive training. As we age, our muscles naturally change in ways that many people don't recognize until it becomes noticeable. Research shows that by our 30s, we begin losing around 3 to 5% of our muscle mass every decade. Once we reach our 50s, the rate of loss can accelerate to nearly 10% per decade. These numbers may sound frightening at first, especially because muscle mass isn't just about strength or aesthetics. It is deeply connected to metabolic health, balance, longevity, independence, and the ability to avoid injuries. Still, the good news is that this decline is far from inevitable. Exercise can slow it dramatically, and in some cases even reverse it. The key point, however, is that not all forms of exercise work equally well. While activities like cardio, yoga, stretching, and light lifting are beneficial in many other ways, they are not sufficient to preserve the specific muscle fibers that diminish the most with age. To understand why, it helps to think about how muscles actually work. Each muscle, take the biceps brachii as an example, is made up of thousands of tiny, elongated cells known as muscle fibers. These fibers shorten when they contract, pulling on tendons that move your bones, but not all fibers behave the same way. Some are slow-twitch fibers, smaller in diameter, designed for endurance, and resistant to fatigue. These are the fibers you use when walking, jogging, performing steady-state cardio, or completing everyday chores. Others are fast-twitch fibers, much larger and capable of producing explosive bursts of power. These fibers tire more quickly, but are responsible for actions like sprinting, jumping, lifting heavy objects, or reacting rapidly when you stumble. The problem is that the natural decline in muscle mass is not evenly distributed across these fiber types. The body loses fast-twitch fibers at a dramatically faster rate than slow-twitch fibers. This uneven loss explains why older adults often notice decreased speed, reduced power, slower reaction times, and a greater risk of falling even if they remain active in other ways. The question then becomes, why do we lose fast-twitch fibers so much more rapidly? The answer lies in how the nervous system recruits fibers during movement. Muscle fibers are grouped into units called motor units, each consisting of a motor neuron and all the muscle fibers it controls. A muscle contains many of these units. Some motor units consist exclusively of slow-twitch fibers, while others contain only fast-twitch fibers. When we perform any movement, the nervous system activates these units in a specific order. It always starts with the slow-twitch units, because these are the most efficient and least energy demanding. Only when the demand becomes too great for the slow-twitch units, like when lifting something heavy or generating explosive force, does the body begin recruiting fast-twitch motor units. The challenge is that most everyday activities and even many common forms of exercise never require enough force to call upon the fast-twitch fibers. Household chores, walking, light cycling, yoga, or lifting weights that feel easy all work almost exclusively through slow-twitch recruitment. This means that for many people, fast-twitch fibers go unused for long stretches of time. When a muscle fiber goes unstimulated for long periods, the body sees it as unnecessary and gradually allows it to atrophy. Over years or decades, this leads to significant power loss. The decline is not caused by aging alone, it is deeply influenced by how much or how little we physically challenge those fibers. Fortunately, stimulating fast-twitch fibers requires much less effort than most people realize. Research shows that performing around 10 to 15 working sets per muscle group each week is enough to maintain or even strengthen fast-twitch fibers. These sets must be challenging, meaning you are using weights heavy enough that you can complete only 4 to 8 controlled repetitions before reaching fatigue. At that level of difficulty, the body must activate its fast-twitch motor units. People seeking pure strength sometimes work in the 2 to 6 rep range with even heavier weights. These heavier loads stimulate the high-threshold fast-twitch fibers that slow-twitch activities never reach. This training does not need to happen all at once. Some people like to spread their sets across several days, while others group them into 1 or 2 strength-focused sessions. The routine can be very flexible, depending on your schedule. Another effective method for activating fast-twitch fibers is through explosive movements. Unlike heavy lifting, which recruits fast-twitch fibers through load, explosive actions recruit them through speed. Activities like sprinting, jumping, box jumps, medicine ball throws, rapid footwork drills, and plyometrics all force fast-twitch fibers to fire quickly. For example, you might choose to perform heavy squats on one training day and explosive box jumps on another. Or, you could do bench press one day and medicine ball chest throws on a second day. This variety keeps training fun and improves multiple aspects of fitness: strength, speed, coordination, and power. A common concern people have is whether heavy lifting will make them too bulky. But heavy, low-rep strength training does not typically create significant muscle size increases. Muscle hypertrophy, the visible growth of muscle size, requires higher volumes than the 10 to 15 weekly sets needed for fast-twitch maintenance. People who want large muscles intentionally increase volume, repetitions, frequency, and total weekly load. Heavy strength training, in contrast, produces large increases in strength without large changes in muscle size. This makes it ideal for those who want functional strength without major aesthetic changes. There is another enormous benefit of preserving fast-twitch fibers: preventing falls as we age. Fast-twitch fibers are responsible for rapid reactions and quick foot movements. When younger individuals trip, they instinctively move their feet fast enough to catch themselves. As fast-twitch fibers diminish with age, this quick reaction ability slows, making falls more likely and more dangerous. Many severe injuries in older adults, especially hip fractures, happen because their body can no longer react quickly. By regularly training fast-twitch fibers through heavy lifting or explosive movement, we can help preserve the reaction time needed to prevent falls. Even simple gym drills that involve quick foot movements can help maintain this foot speed that becomes essential as we grow older. Ultimately, heavy resistance and explosive training, not specialized tools meant for athletes, they are powerful, necessary components of lifelong health. They protect the muscle fibers most vulnerable to age-related decline, improve strength, maintain speed and coordination, and significantly reduce the risk of injuries later in life. With as little as 10 to 15 challenging sets per muscle group each week, anyone can take meaningful steps toward preserving their power, mobility, and independence. The goal is not to become a bodybuilder or lift extreme weights, but simply to keep the body functioning at a high level for as long as possible.